Have you lost your mind? Overthinking is draining. It's when we go over the same old tired thought processes over and over and over again ad nauseum. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be planning a wedding. It could be thinking about a conversation that you had with a friend a couple of weeks back, or getting ready for an interview tomorrow. Our brains go over the same thing over and over again. It's never good, always negative. Today's video, I'm going to give you 6 tips to help you stop overthinking right now, today. Let's get into it. Tip number 6, focus on what's in your power in the present moment. Don't fall for the mind's games and tricks of probabilities and projections and prognostications. You need to focus on what is in your control right now. For example, let's say you have an exam tomorrow. It's a big point in your overthinking. Instead of worrying about the outcome of the exam, focus on studying to the best of your abilities, whether that's getting the best past papers, looking at the right lecture notes, or going over your homework. That's all you can do right now, and that's what you should focus on. If you have a wedding, you've got a wedding in 2 weeks, you've ordered a pair of shoes and you're unsure if the shoes are gonna make it on time. What do? Don't worry, don't overthink. Set up a plan B. Get a second pair of shoes for the contingency of the first pair not arriving on time, right? That's what's in your power, so focus on that. You have a job interview tomorrow and you're worried and you're thinking about if you're gonna get the job or not. Useless thought processes. Focus on practicing common interview questions. Get your charisma right, get your confidence on point. Have your elevator pitch ready. These are things that are in your power. These are things you should focus on. Tip number 5, put things into perspective. You have to weigh things up against various examples that you've experienced throughout your life. Look at it this way, you have made it this far and you're still alive. Nothing's killed you yet, so it can't be that bad, right? Look, go back to the times when you needed to get a new job. You were overthinking back then too, worrying about what it meant, the new requirements that you had to do, but you survived. Or the time when you asked the girl out that you had a massive crush on, you were probably overthinking like crazy then, but you did it, and you still survived. Or when you had to move cities, change locations, move houses, meet new people, find your way in a new world, you did that too. You overthink back then, but you're still here. Often, we're more frightened by the images we conjure in our minds, more so than the reality. Nothing has killed you this far. There is no need to overthink. Number 4, be willing to forgive yourself. We often overthink out of a need to get everything perfect. We need to succeed, to not fail. We need to do this because we tie our sense of ego, our sense of self with outward successes, right? So you must learn to forgive yourself prior to any failure, prior to anything happening, so that you can stop overthinking. You need to be okay with rejection before it happens. You need to be okay with making the wrong business decision before it happens. You need to be okay with not getting it always right. Once you have accepted this, once you've affirmed to yourself that you are alright and that you're not gonna tie your sense of worth based on the outcomes of certain events, you're less likely to overthink. You're less prone to overthink because there's no weight in these things anymore. So forgive yourself before anything happens to stop overthinking. Tip number 3, go into your body and become more mindful. Alright, so the law of conservation of energy states that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only transfer forms, right? So when you're overthinking, there's too much energy all up in your head. There's too much energy in your mind. You're thinking about all kinds of crazy things that can happen, possibilities. We don't want that. Transfer that energy into your body by bringing attention to your body. Feel your feet against the ground. Feel the little rocks that your feet are touching, right? Feel the breeze as it touches your back. Feel your breathing, your breath as it moves throughout your lungs, right? Your diaphragm. Feel your anything. Just feel anything in your body. Zap that attention away from your mind. You can't have attention in 2 places at once, where you can't have fixated attention. You can focus your attention fully into any point in your body that's not your mind, and this distracts you from overthinking. This is mindfulness, and it's incredibly effective. Tip number 2, change your environment to prime different emotions. Priming is a psychological phenomenon that's been scientifically backed up, right? It's basically when one stimulus exposed invokes the suggestion of another stimulus. So if I was to show you the color yellow right now and then ask you to suggest me a fruit, many times you probably suggest a banana because I primed you with the color yellow. Now our environment, the places where we stay, study, or do our work, can prime us as well through whether it be the objects in our rooms, the arrangements of certain things. They can prime us into different mental states. So your environment could be priming you into a mental state that's conducive of overthinking, that's conducive of stress. So what you need to do is change your environment. Go somewhere else completely different. So if you work in an office and you're always overthinking about things, take some time off, go to the beach, go to a park, go somewhere where you can chill out, where it's completely different, and it will do wonders. Just try that yourself. Tip number 1, get active. Go out there and exercise. Lift some weights, right? Do some squats, run, swim, do some boxing, do some yoga, do anything in which your body is getting active. Because when you work out, especially when you finish, you get that rush of feel good hormones, the endorphins, the dopamine rush, right? Which changes your mental state to one that is not very productive for overthinking to happen, right? Overthinking is not going to grow in that mental state after you've worked out. It provides for a useful distraction. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. Those are my 6 tips. So what do we have? We had do what is in your control to begin with, right? Be willing to forgive yourself, put things into perspective, get into your body and become mindful, change your environment to prime different emotions, and of course exercise. If you like the video, make sure you like the video and subscribe, of course. Until next time, peace. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Would you mind clicking the post notifications if you do subscribe? Because if you don't, you won't see the videos in your newsfeed, which is pointless, but YouTube's gonna YouTube, alright? And yeah, peace.